Hello and welcome to the Clever Fox YouTube channel. My name is Ilysse and today we are going to be solving all of your planner problems. If you are using a planner and you're feeling like you're not making the most of it or you're not planning your time effectively, this video is definitely going to be for you. Today I am using my Clever Fox planner and I'm going to show you 5 different mistakes that many people make that may be preventing you from planning effectively. So if this is something that you find yourself struggling with, make sure that you watch the whole video so you don't miss any of the tips and tricks that we are sharing today, and that you are subscribed to our channel with that notification bell turned on because we have a lot more amazing videos to share with you. Let's dive right in. All right, now, because we all have such different needs when it comes to planning and the way that we plan our lives, we often say there's no wrong way to plan. And technically, there is no wrong way to plan. However, there are planning mistakes that can happen, and it's kind of a learning curve. I've been planning for many, many years in my planner, and there's things that I've learned that I want to share with you that can help you avoid any of those mistakes. Maybe if you're feeling like your planner just isn't working for you, you'll be able to relate to some of these, and that may give you the idea of why the planner isn't working for you. We're going to kind of demonstrate how some of these may fall into place in a planner. So mistake number 1 is going to be not accounting for the time before and after plans. So here's what we're going to do as an example. Say on Monday, I have dinner plans and the dinner is at 6 p.m. If dinner is at 6 p.m., I would probably need to leave at about 5:30, maybe 5:20, depending on traffic. But do I need to get ready? So if I'm having dinner on a Monday, now I work from home full time. I don't tend to get ready when I'm just working because I don't really have a ton of Zoom calls. My job isn't that fancy. So if I have to leave around 5:15, 5:20, that means that I would have to start getting ready at 5 o'clock. That could be cutting it really tight. So that may mean on my lunch break on Monday, I am getting myself ready so that once 5 o'clock comes, I can, put away the things that need to be put away, make sure my car has gas, and go. So if I'm going to be gone after work and I'm going to be spending my lunch break getting ready, that means that I have to be intentional about what my to-do list looks like on Monday and what I put on my plate. Part of the biggest challenges that I face when it comes to time management is filling up my planner too much and putting too much on my plate when I don't fully have the time for it. I think that I do, but I really have to consider what I actually have time for in the day versus what I think I have time for in the day. And a great tip to figure this out is to look at what your ideal schedule may look like. How many free hours do you realistically have in a day? When I look at this for myself, I know that depending on what time I wake up in the morning, usually it's around 7 a.m. I have 2 hours before my workday starts. How do I want to spend that time? What are my goals for the week? Do I want to exercise? Do I want to read? Do I want to do a little bit of work on my other business? So we have 2 hours there. Then on my lunch break, it doesn't take me an hour to eat lunch. I have 1 more hour. Now I have 3 hours in the day just before my work ends for the day. And after work, it just depends on if I have plans or not. If I don't have plans, I have a few more hours to get things done. If I do have plans, obviously that changes. So really thinking about what do your plans look like and what is your actual availability to be able to get things done. On busier weeks, you just may not be able to get as much done as you would on a week where things are a little bit lighter. Similar situation would go for a doctor's appointment. So I often have my neurologist appointments at 3:30. It's just kind of the time that they set for me. And on a day like that, I'm leaving at 3 o'clock and then I'm getting home around 5 o'clock because of traffic. So that kind of varies for me whether I just stop my workday early around 3 o'clock. And typically on days like that, I will just work from 9 to 3 and not take a break to kind of make up for some of that time. Or if things are really busy, I may come back home afterwards and sign online again to make up for some of the extra time. So really accounting for what those look like and what kind of time you have available in the day. The next mistake that I want to talk about is including goals in your plans. So as someone who works really hard on setting goals and achieving them, because I feel like when we don't set goals, every week is just the same with different things written in the planner and we're not growing as much. And it wasn't until I started goal setting about 4 years ago that I really started to see a lot of progress in my life. Now, having goals in the planner is going to vary based on the planner that you're using. However, with this planner, we do have this week's main goal, reward if achieved, and all of this space. I talk all the time about the different things you can use this space for. You can use it for a grocery list. You can use it for a running to-do. You can use it for what you are watching or reading. But when I'm thinking about my goals this week, my top goal is going to be to deep clean my office, because my office is a stressor for me. It's gotten very cluttered and busy lately. And the more time, I spend a lot of time in here, but the more time I spend in here with it not being clean, the more it stresses me out, because I'm just moving things around. I'm not actually like sorting through, putting away, getting rid of. And the reward, if achieved, is just going to be peace. That's how I'm going to feel. There are times that I do set an actual reward, but this is the current reward. Now, there's also other goals that I have for the week. So I'm gonna use this space down here to list out those goals. So when I'm thinking about my goals, and some of these are also going to be in habits and skills, but I just wanna use this space to map out some of my goals. So we're going to do book, vacation. I'd like to lose 1 pound this week as part of my overall quarterly and annual weight loss goals. I'd also like to read 1 book this week. I have light switch plates that need to be replaced, so we're going to write that. Again, I'm thinking back to my overall goals, and sometimes overall goals are to-dos. There's a lot of conversation about what's the difference between a to-do and a goal. And if my goal is to have peace in my office, I have to deep clean it. Yes, it's a to-do, but unless I'm being intentional about it, it's not something that's going to happen, because I have to actually make the time. And that's where my planner comes into place. So if my goal is to lose 1 pound, let's talk about that for a second. Obviously, I'm having dinner this night, so that is a decision to make at a restaurant. One tip that I do have when it comes to healthy eating at restaurants is I try to look at the menu before I go to the restaurant and decide what I'm going to get. And then even ordering first, if you have the ability to, because recently I had looked at a menu of where I was going for brunch and I saw a Cobb salad on the menu that looked really good. I love a good salad. But then once the other people I was with started ordering their, pancakes and stuffed French toast and all of that, it just sounded so good. And I just had to keep myself committed to what I had decided on already, which I was also excited about, and that was the Cobb salad. So one way that I'm going to include weight loss in my plans is by setting areas for myself to meal plan. This is mostly for dinners. I tend to have the same breakfast, lunch each day, but this is where I can map out my meal plan throughout the week. And of course, this can be changed if I end up having other dinner plans or I have company for dinner, but being able to put healthy choices here. So we're going to write grilled chicken salad, which is kind of like my go-to. And then I'll have enough for 2 dinners. Then I can do sometimes we spell things wrong. Then we can do chicken with veggies. And again, we'll have those leftovers. Saturday tends to be a cheat day. Lately, I'm trying to be better about my cheat day, where I may order something or make something that's not as healthy, but I try to have little compromises there. So one thing about me is I love pasta. After a stressful day at work, all I want is spaghetti, but I'm making it with angel hair, which is smaller and making smaller portions. So I'm still eating the thing that I enjoy. I'm just doing it in a little bit of a lighter mode. And then we'll leave Sunday open because who knows what that might look like. But again, the mistake that we're talking about here is not including goals in your planner. So I've put the goals here. I've used the space for dinner plans, for losing a pound, and then we want to be able to read. So on Monday, we're going to choose a new book. When it comes to goals, breaking it down is really important, really small. So I can't just start reading. I have to decide what I'm going to read. Monday is going to be choose a new book and also charge Kindle. Make sure that my Kindle is charged. Now, because Monday is going to be busy, I don't have a ton of time, we also have to look at the rest of my goals. So if I am looking at book a vacation, that is something that takes two because it's a vacation that my boyfriend and I will be going on. So we have to talk about that. And Wednesday, I am going to see him. So on Wednesday's to-do list, I am going to be research hotels so that we can book the vacation. Sunday is probably going to be a light day. So on Sunday, I'm going to take my replace light switch plates and put that goal right into my planner. This will also give me the chance earlier in the week to make sure that I have all tools and everything to be able to do that. So maybe what I would do on Monday is look at light switch plates. Again, breaking a goal down even smaller. Okay, final goal is back to weight loss, and that's where we are going to talk about exercise. And that is also going to bring us into the third mistake. And this mistake is about habit tracking. There are right ways to habit track, there are wrong ways. And basically the wrong way to habit track is not being realistic about your habits. So my goals or my habits that I'm going to track are going to be exercise, read, and a really good example of this is phone down. We'll do 9 p.m. and we're going to let's do a no spend for this example. Okay, now, I believe in my ability to exercise every day. The only time that I wouldn't put that on myself is if I'm going to be away for the weekend and I may not have the chance to. I also believe in my ability to read every day. I say that lightly because as I'm looking at Monday, it's like really maybe when I get back from dinner, I could read for a little while or before work starts. It depends on what the day looks like. But the best way that I can share this is phone down at 9. I'm just going to put an X through the days that I just don't think that's going to be possible. It's very likely that on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I am doing something and putting my phone down at 9 is not going to be possible. So instead of failing to achieve that goal, I'm really just setting that goal for these days. If the goal is to exercise every other day, what you can go ahead and do is just block off the days that you don't need that habit. And then once you achieve the habit, you can use it with a check mark. You could also, because some people might see the X here and feel like the X means it didn't happen. If something didn't happen, the way that I would track it is by leaving it blank. You could also, if you don't want to do the X, you can also color these in. You could also do color coding. So there's a lot of different ways to habit track, and I would say the biggest mistake that I see with habit tracking is not being realistic about what days. We see a habit tracker like this and feel like we have to do the thing every single day. Sometimes it's just not like that. You want to do it only a couple of days, or your schedule only allows to do it for a couple of days. The next mistake that we are going to talk about is not being mindful of work-life balance. So I tend to use my planner for my personal life. I don't really use it for work. We use an online system for work where I can task everything out. And I feel like this goal is more applicable to our last video where we were using an hourly planner. So if you're using an hourly planner, really being mindful of how much time you are setting for your goals and your plans and your work to-dos and your personal to-dos is really important. But one of the ways that I love being able to use this planner for both work and personal is simply putting a line down the middle. Maybe you can draw it straighter than I am, but we can know that like the left side is personal and the right side is work. So being mindful of listing out what you have the ability to do personally. Let's write laundry and clean kitchen. Tuesday is also trash night. And then this is where you'd put in the work to-dos. Set up meeting, accounting. When you're looking at the space in the planner, one of the really helpful things also is stickers. Like being able to use these little meal stickers take up very little space. And then the other thing that I would do right here is just pop in a payday sticker because Monday is my payday. So making sure that you're making time for work-life balance. Another thing that you can use is your personal to-do and the priorities. But what you could also do on this side, we're gonna try to do a straighter line. See, a little bit better now that we have the dots. Ways to include joy in my week. And this is where I feel like you can map out some of the things that bring you joy. Now, when it comes to work-life balance, for me, reading is a really, really good one because I feel like it shuts my mind down from everything. So does watching like bad TV, like good bad TV, you know what I mean? But reading is a little bit of a better way to be able to do that. And I don't get as distracted. When I'm watching TV, I tend to pick up my phone and just start like mindlessly scrolling. When I'm reading, I don't really do that. So we already included read, so we don't really need to do that. But like, let's write relaxing music. And because I am a multitasker, what I might do is as I'm cleaning my kitchen, put on music that makes me feel relaxed, or maybe call a relative while I'm cleaning something that's not going to be very noisy. I really like being on the phone with my relatives and catching up with them. So often what I'll do is when I'm driving somewhere, I'll be like, okay, who haven't I checked in with in a while? Who do we need to talk to? So again, that mistake number 4 is not including work-life balance in your plans. Number 5, and our final mistake to review, and this is something I talk about in all of our videos, this is over planning early. Now, this is like an example week that we're doing here, but depending on when you sit down to write in your planner, one of the mistakes that I see people make a lot of time is planning out their whole week. All the to-dos, everything that's going to need to get done. And when you do that, when you over-plan your week, you're not giving yourself any room for last minute things that come up, priorities that maybe you didn't know about, and it can be a really big problem in your planner. So let's flip to a blank week here because I want to show you a little bit of an example of a better way to do this. So we're going to go really simply here and put down the things that we know. So we have payday, we have some plans. Let's take these stickers for the plans and do this on Friday and Saturday. And then let's grab an appointment sticker here. And we're going to take a couple of bill due stickers as well. This is also a really good place for bill dues to be able to put these down. All right. So now I've put these down for the things that I know are happening. So we have neurologist, 3:30. I think I swapped where those go. I'm going to write a 6 here and my nephew baseball. And I'm going to do a 12 here and then my niece soccer. Then we are going to do also Saturday and put down date night. And let's write 7 p.m. But again, remembering that like 6 p.m. you need to start to get ready for that. So this is very basic. Let's put bills in. Now we have the bare bones. I mean, this can be planned out as far in advance as you know the plans. I get my appointment stickers for my neurologist appointment quarterly or the appointment cards when I go for each appointment each quarter, they give me the card for the next one. So I could put that in my planner that same day. My niece and nephew's sports schedule, a date night. The first step is going to be put in any plans that you have, put in any bills that are due. Those are the things that are set in stone. Then start adding in the other little things piece by piece. If you find yourself not having any room left in your planner by the time you get to midweek or the end of the week, my plan and my tip is fill out this whole side What are your weekly priorities? What's on your personal to-do list? What's your main goal? How do you want to use this space? What are your habits and skills? And then each morning or the night before, depending on when you use your planner, start to take those and put them into the left side, but only do that one day. Because when Monday is finished and you wake up Tuesday morning and you're looking at your planner, you can say, okay, did I get everything done? If not, why not? Does anything need to be moved to today? Because this way you can start to shift things. Sticky notes are a really great way to do this as well if you feel like you don't love writing in pen, or you could use pencil in your planner and things don't always get done. But I am someone who plans out my life as much as I can make plans and appointments, but my day-to-day to-dos happen day to day. What do I need to get done Monday? Okay, Monday's over. What didn't get done? What can I move to Tuesday? If you set up this entire planner before the week even begins, you're not leaving room for anything to change. So again, that fifth tip is over planning too early. To recap the mistakes that you may be making in your planner. Number 1 is not accounting for plans and before, after, get ready time. Number 2 is not including goals in your actual plans. Number 3 is making a habit tracker realistic. Number 4 is making sure to include some work-life balance. And number 5 is over planning too early. We hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and maybe it gave you some ideas if you're struggling with your planning, why that may be and what you can do to change it. You can shop over at cleverfoxplanner.com. Please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and you have that notification bell turned on so that you get notified each time we share a new video. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.